Rebels are surrendering without even putting up a fight. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Prospector this week. Hey, well, first off, how you doing?
Oh, I am so good, Tommy. Word has made it out. I was at the local saloon. The Confederates have surrendered. Is that what I'm hearing? Everybody's saying it. They are done. This war is over basically before it started. This is unbelievable.
They haven't. Yeah, they haven't surrendered
entirely,
but
the
they
salute.
surrendered.
I've been hanging out. The news has already made it out.
Well,
everybody's saying it. There was some dude at the saloon saying they are running. No,
well, they
no
do. They have.
nothing, and
they
they're
have
gone.
given up.
I was that guy, but whatever.
They have given up several cities, and that's going to continue. But
no surrendering yet.
Yeah, but no formal surrender.
So it's close.
It's close. Some cities have surrendered though. So before we get into big thing here, I do want to, State of the Union, whatever, how we're doing this month. So apparently supplies are things that armies actually need. So these first few skirmishes that have happened,
obviously, yes.
we've learned that we need uniforms. We need canteens, filled with some water. We need these fancy bags to carry our stuff. We need some bayonets and some ammunition,
ordnance,
some cans and cups and guns and tents and all that stuff. We need all that stuff.
Okay, well, all right, that's a lot. Yeah, the first couple of things I was with you on, but I mean, really, sleep on the ground. I mean, I don't know. What do you want?
Yeah, well, we need all that stuff, and we don't have all that stuff. Even in the North, we don't have all that stuff because when Lincoln called for 75,000 troops, our standing army was like 10,000. So and we didn't have this beautiful gun above
so wait, you're saying he called for 75,000 troops without having just a warehouse filled with the uniforms and munitions?
Yeah, we didn't have it all. And the Confederates are in the same boat, and they're, through this whole ordeal from the very beginning, start after the election, the Confederates have been trying to seize what they can from federal installations, federal arsenals.
All right, very successfully, by the way. Just getting away with all of it.
Well, except at St. Louis, we stole that stuff before.
Well, right, we did ruin some things there, but they're at least getting the federal property. They're doing. I mean, well done.
Well done. So now we're going to have to ramp up manufacturing, but that's going to take a bit of time. This beautiful 1855 Springfield musket, our standard musket right now, we only have 58,000 of these total that have been produced. We are working on our
number of troops.
We are working on our our new 1861 model, which is just cheaper to produce than this gun. It doesn't have the Maynard tapes.
Now,
it's just a little cheaper.
Now the good thing though is that you said the South was in the same boat, but in the North can ramp up manufacturing,
which is what we are trying. Which is what we're trying to do. We've got our new 1861 that we are starting to produce. It's cheaper to produce than the 1855, but it's not. They're not rolling off the assembly lines as of yet. So
right, but we're getting there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the South has got a bunch of plantations.
They're not geared up for the
little else.
But they are trying to salvage what they can from the Harper's Ferry arsenal. They have gotten the 1855 Springfield tool and die set. They have got that out of the arsenal now.
So the North is starting out where we got to manufacture the things with the equipment that we already have, and the South is starting out where they have to manufacture the things.
Yeah, and the Confederacy is trying to grab what they can and
buildings first, right, and then use those dies that they've stolen or whatever, and then start. So. They're a chapter behind right now. Like
they are a chapter behind.
This is going to be over in a month.
In the interim, the United States, specifically several states, including Illinois, has started to in Iowa has started to ask foreign countries to see if they have anything in stock that they might be willing to sell us. And so my friends in the arsenal, the ordnance department,
hello England.
So my friends in the ordnance department have sent me this to look at. It is a model 1842 French smoothbore musket, and it is
look at it.
It is not up to par with our 1855. but it
Now, smoothbore's bad.
It's not rifles. No, it's
Not great.
it's
And it's a single shot, it seems, which is what we're dealing
with
with.
yeah, well, that's what we have. The 1855. Yeah. Yep. So we're starting to get these.
But that's what they have in stock. So that's what they're saying. This is what's
us.
available, basically.
Yeah, this is what they're selling us. Their old stock of last year's, the last year's gun, the last development cycle's guns. They're selling us those. We're starting to get them in. So this will just.
Why can't we have what they have now?
Well, they're not willing to sell us what they got now.
Can we have the new things, please?
They're selling us their old junk. So we'll put this to use. From my friends in the ordnance department, it looks like we are going to actually rebore these guns to rifled and use them for second line training purposes while we wait for our better guns to come out. So hopefully these won't.
Okay.
We won't really have to we won't
good.
have to use them. Free up some guns for some more frontline, more appropriate troops. But I wanted to point out we do have
and you have some training some dedicated training guns.
Yep. So I wanted to just point out that we are low on supplies. Part of our solution is to buy what we can from other countries.
France, England, if you're watching,
thank you.
Please.
Thank you. On June 1st, the week is going to kick off with minor skirmishes that are going to occur in northern Virginia around Arlington Mills and Fairfax Courthouse. Essentially,
Has the South not already given up all of Virginia yet?
No,
they're still trying. Like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, several cities in Virginia.
Get out of Virginia. Yeah, we don't want you here.
Several cities are gone. So essentially what happens is that the federal cavalry of the United States Army is going to move in to Fairfax Courthouse. It's going to shoot off a few rounds and then leave. And you wouldn't know.
Just like just a ride by.
It's a ride by,
shooting, and then
ride by on the ponies and shoot. And you wouldn't know that by the papers though, because the papers in the North have just like when you got out in your saloon, they're like, we won. The war is over.
I mean, that's what I've been hearing. Everybody's saying it. Literally everybody. This dude was just chatting down the saloon. He's like, hey. They've been running. They've been giving up everything. This thing's over.
Yeah, but for my talks with the guys,
that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah. My talks on the guys from the actual ground is that they just popped off a few shots at each other and then they left and nothing happened there. But Union is going to, in this first set of skirmishes here on June 1st, is going to score their first Confederate officer casualty. So now officers have been
1-1 now, right?
Yeah, lost on both sides. The death of
tied.
There's a death of a captain.
First to 25 wins.
Death of Captain John Q. Marr is going to be killed in these battles or skirmishes around Fairfax Courthouse in Arlington Mills, Virginia.
No, he was the only casualty, or
no. There were multiple. Yeah,
it was just the first.
He was the first officer. Yeah, first officer.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I was gonna say because it would be pretty. Bad strategy if the one person you lost in the battle was an officer. It seems like maybe they should reassess. But okay, so other people's lives were lost.
Yes,
they just don't matter enough for us to mention their names during this.
Yeah,
because they're not of an officer level or higher. I get it. I get how it works. That's fine.
On June 2nd, Johnny, PGT Beauregard is going to be given command of the Confederate troops around Alexandria, Virginia, which is already surrendered to the North. Known as the Department.
Good luck, pal.
It's known as the Department of. His troops are going to be known as the Department of Alexandria or the Army of the Potomac. Pick a name, guys. I can't deal with this.
I mean, really.
Pick a name.
For crying out loud. We don't have to have multiple names for one thing.
But he's going to give command on the 2nd because things aren't going great there. On June 3rd, the Northern Democrat and former presidential candidate Stephen A. Douglas is going to actually succumb to typhoid fever. So our hats off to him. He is a Northern Democrat. I guess we don't really like Democrats right now if you're a Lincoln fan, but he was a very strong.
I mean, typhoid's tough for anybody. You don't wish that on anybody.
He was a big opponent against secession. He was a big opponent against the war. He does believe in reunifying the Union, keeping the Union together as a whole. So hats off to him. He is a good guy.
Well, yeah, good for you. That's all good and well. And again, typhoid fever's tough. You don't want anybody getting that.
His last words are reported to his wife, and he says, and I quote, tell my boys to obey the laws and support the Constitution of the United States. So on his way out, he's saying, hey, I don't want any of my offspring to be any of those dirty rebel secessionists.
So, all right. So when you talk
Not
about
I love you,
military,
not I love
yeah,
you.
you talk about career military folks all the time. These guys mean it. Like it's career till the death. Last words are don't break the law and listen to the Constitution. Like that's it. Like no words of wisdom for the future. No, I'm proud of you. I love you. You'll do great. Continue your dreams, your passions, whatever. No, don't break the law. Follow the Constitution. Dead. That's it.
That's it. Also on the 3rd, McClellan, U.S. General McClellan, is going to order his subordinate, Brigadier General T.A. Morris, to advance on Grafton, Virginia, to take yeah, well, we've already got Grafton, but to take Philippi, Virginia, which is in the western part of the state. Philippi. Morris is going to move his.
So out here, so yeah, we're out in the west. Now.
Yeah, we're in the western portion of Virginia. Yep. He is going to move 2 columns through the night in the pouring rain, through the mountains of the western part of Virginia, and he's going to get the Confederates by surprise sleeping, and they were so surprised that when they woke up, they was like, "I'm not bouncing." Bye, and they left.
No, thank you. No, I'm not ready for a battle. I just woke up.
They ran.
I'll go for my morning jog.
They ran instead. And they surrendered the city of Philippi without any shots being fired, without any resistance being put up. They're like,
so they just literally marched in there, and they're like, "We're here." And they're like, "Oh yeah, bye," and I'm out. Yeah, like not even a shot to wake them up.
Not even nothing.
I feel like maybe they should have given him a shot to wake him up.
Confederate papers would
call not shoot somebody, just bang in the air. You know what I mean?
Confederate papers would call this route, quote, disgraceful.
I mean,
and it would be titled Philippi Races. So because the Confederates are racing out of Philippi.
They ran so fast.
Yeah, they are gone. Even the Confederate,
they know. They know already.
Yeah,
these papers are getting ready. Like I guarantee you, these Confederate papers already have their we're back in the United States again. Articles written, like ready to go.
Yeah, we're at this.
Like they're just waiting for the day that the Confederates like, all right, you know what, we tried. We gave it our best. Lost a lot real quick, and now we're done. Like, we can't take this anymore.
On June 5th, General Beauregard in Manassas, Virginia, is going to make a proclamation to the citizens of Virginia by saying, and I quote, "A reckless and unprincipled tyrant has invaded your soil. Abraham Lincoln, regardless of moral, legal, and constitutional restraints, has thrown his abolition host among you, who are murdering and imprisoning your citizens, confiscating and destroying your property, and committing other acts of violence and outrage too shocking and revolting to humanity to be enumerated." Now, I have some comments.
Is this happening? Like, what on earth? Like, this sounds awful.
So first, General Beauregard saying this to the citizens, I do agree that Lincoln has overstepped his bounds in regards to habeas corpus. So I get that. I can side with you on that. Now, outside of that, it is very important to note that he's like his abolitionist hosts among you. He's thrust his abolitionists among you. So clear that we know what Beauregard wants.
Yeah.
Which is continued ability to own people who are not quite.
That's an interesting phrase to use there.
Confiscating and destroying.
So he's down there.
Yeah, he's down there. And confiscating and destroying property, which we've taken a couple of cities. We've done that.
Okay, but I mean it's war. Who hasn't?
But it's war. It's war, and you shot first, so.
I mean, lots.
You shot lots of firsts.
A whole lot. It wasn't like some random person shot off a gun.
No, it's a lot of.
Oops! I started a war.
4,000 rounds of oops! I started a war.
Yeah. It was a bunch.
Also, on June 5th, federal marshals are going to seize the gun factory of Merrill and Thomas in Baltimore, Maryland, because Confederate sympathies. Or let me rephrase that. Confederate sympathies. I'm not. Right, I don't like. This is the whole habeas corpus crap. I'm not Lincoln, calm down. Just a scope.
Well, but
Although
right here, the fact of the matter is here, though, that is a state basically in limbo.
Yeah,
and if they have any sort of manufacturing ability, you got to get it.
You might want the federal
You have to ensure that that's your manufacturing ability.
Yeah, and since we do have it, maybe start making more of these guys.
That would be good.
While we're at it.
Let's hope that's what they do.
And Johnny, this week's going to end on June 6th, 1861, with the restructuring of the Confederate command in Western Virginia, because clearly things didn't go well with the whole Philippi Races. And Brigadier General Henry A. Weiss, former governor of Virginia, is going to be put in charge, because apparently Jefferson Davis wasn't too pleased with the whole losing graft in Philippi. So
he didn't like that. I'm saying, well, you put a hometown boy in charge, right?
Yeah, former governor of Virginia, so he clearly
should be well
capable of taking charge of military personnel. But we'll see how that works out next week. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you enjoy us two unkempt idiots talking about random historical events, check out Historic Hindsight, where we talk about war on drugs and children murderers.